Be ready, guys. 5 seconds. Start. If we travel all over India, we see an enormous variety of population in various degrees of development. We see many cultural, political, social, and economic disparities. We want to put an end to these disparities and inequalities. But remember, there is a limit to the amount of compulsion that we can exercise apart from the desirability of compulsion. We have to go by consent, not everybody's consent, but the consent of the community as a whole. Apart from this factor, so far as our country is concerned, we have followed a policy in our political field which is somewhat unique. In our political struggle, by and large, we have adopted peaceful methods. An example is the way we put an end to the princely order in this country. We paid for it. But remember this, what we paid for it, however heavy, was very little compared with the cost of a conflict. In economic field, similarly, we want to do away with classes, but by the method of winning over people. I admit class struggle, but I do not want to aggravate it. I do not want to be obsessed with it. I want to get rid of it as far as possible without aggravating the struggle. I dislike comparing my country with others to our advantage or disadvantage because I do not want to criticize other countries. But I venture to point out that where upheavals occur, they are products of history, and the violence, defeat, and civil war govern the subsequent events. Some honorable members seem to think that in order to have progress, they must destroy. They think that by increasing the conflict and bitterness, they can have a clean slate to write upon. No country has ever had a clean slate to write upon. Not even after the biggest of revolutions. No one should deliberately destroy something which is worthwhile in order to build something which may be good in certain circumstances. I am prepared to compare what has been done in India in the last few years with what has been achieved in any other country. We may have achieved less, I am prepared to admit that, but we must take into account the peaceful and cooperative methods of our approach. You may say that even taking this peaceful cooperative method of approach, we might have gone faster, but I am not sure. The word democracy, I know, can mean many things, but I am talking of what is called parliamentary democracy. There are other methods which may equally be democratic but which are different. Why have we chosen parliamentary democracy? Because we think that in the long run it produces the best results. If we come to the conclusion that it does not produce the best results, well, we change it. Obviously, because we want results. What are the results we are aiming at? National well-being and the happiness of the millions and millions of our people. We have at the present moment a country which is industrially not developed, although we are industrially more developed than any other country in Asia apart from Japan. I am not at the moment taking into consideration the Soviet regions of Asia. Apart from these two exceptions, India is industrially better developed than any country, certainly more than China. Nevertheless, we are an underdeveloped country. Our standard of living is low. We have got to raise that, and in raising that we have got to find employment for all our people. What are our objectives? We may define them in many ways, but perhaps one way which is more important than others is to find progressively fuller employment till we reach full employment through increased production. You may also say that greater production ought to imply better distribution. If that is our approach, how are we to do it in this very complicated situation that we are in, with an underdeveloped economy and with very little surplus to invest? We cannot compare our problems with those of the industrialized West because they have had centuries or at any rate generations of growth. We cannot compare ourselves with Soviet Russia. The only country which is in a sense is comparable is China, which also has a vast population, unemployment, very low standards and underdevelopment of industries. Therefore, it is conceivable that as they achieve progress according to their ways, we may be able to learn something from them. But China has passed through 40 years of civil war.